in Soho, you know what I'm saying? And that one is specific. It's like, it's the Margaret Sanger Planned Parenthood. And it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't agree with who she was as a person. I don't agree with why she why she is even, seen as some type of someone to look up to in the fight for women's rights. And I just want to, I guess touch on that, because I am a Black woman and I am a pro-life woman. And when I say I'm a pro-life woman, it's not to move away from people who say, oh, they want to have the right to choose. They want to have the right to choose. Everyone should have the right to choose to do whatever they want, because free will is the thing that was given to us, as divine beings on this earth. One thing that we have been given is free will. So anybody who does override that, they are crossing a line and a boundary. For me, it always goes back to just, what is the history of this thing? Who are these people who founded it? What is the background and the understanding of it? And I feel like I definitely can talk about certain things because I've had 5 abortions. So, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm not just coming from, this. I feel like I see a lot of women. I'm not coming from like a space of, oh, yes, women's rights. And I've never experienced abortion before in my life. And that's not, I'm coming from a woman, a standpoint, a viewpoint of a woman who's had 5 abortions before at the Margaret Sanger Planned Parenthood, and I'll talk about my experiences with the abortions. And the first one, like I said, I was 16 when I had the abortion, and I just feel like it was not all that it's cracked up to be. Like, I don't know what it's painted as, like it's, Planned Parenthood is like the safe space and all this other stuff. But for me, it was just like an assembly line, a factory line, if you will, an assembly line. Like, all right, next, like that. You feel me? And that's the energy. You go in there and it's packed. It's packed with niggas and bitches. Okay? It's packed with us Negroes. It's packed with us brown people, Black people. It's packed with us up in there. What are they doing? What's going on? And those we're all there for the same thing. We're not there for our checkups. We all looking around. We all giving each other the same looks because we know what we there for. You know what I mean? And that's what was going on with it. And it's giving very much assembly line. It's a factory and collecting of organs and tissues or something. I don't know what's going on. What's going on there? Who knows? But anyway, it's just a lot of stuff a lot of emotional stuff that happened to me when I went there. I remember after my first abortion, I did it because I was extremely scared. I was 16 and pregnant. Cliche, right? I was 16. I was pregnant. I was already labeled as this rebellious child and all this other crap. So I'm like, oh, Lord, another label to put on me. So I just wanted to like hush, get this done real quick. Nobody has to know. Right? Yeah, so that happened. And then I ended up getting pregnant again. And I'm like, all right, I cannot keep on having abortions after abortions. What is going on? And I went and I scheduled that second, the second abortion. Mind you, I didn't actually want to have the abortion. I was raised, my sister, she was there, and I was on the phone with the father of the child's cousin. my baby father's cousin. I was on the phone with her, and we were just talking about the whole situation. And my sister, she had picked up the phone and she heard. So that's how she found out. And then she was just pretty much like, you better get an abortion. You better get an abortion, child. You better get an abortion. And you better get an abortion. You better get an abortion. And everybody's screaming abortion, abortion, abortion. And that wasn't, that's not what I wanted. And I just heard the whole my body, my choice thing. It was my body and it was my choice, but it was like abortion was forced upon me at that moment. And, even if it was the whole adoption is really an option, I'm just saying, but whatever. But abortion was really forced upon me in that moment. And I was just like, wow, okay. So I kind of was forced to get that abortion, and it really hurt my spirit, hurt my soul. And I really became even just like a cold stone version of myself, just more of a shell of myself. A part of me really just became messed up after that, just because it was just like, damn, why is all these forcing me to try to get an abortion? That's not what I want to do. I feel like I've done the deed. Now let me just, let me do what I need to do in regards to this, and that's it, But they really, I was forced to get that. And I remember during the time at the Planned Parenthood, the second abortion, I asked to see the sonogram of the child, because at that time I was 3 months pregnant, and at that time, and when you really look at the process of it, most women don't really know that they're pregnant until 3 months in, and it's all this clump of cells business being talked about and all this other stuff and all this other jazz. But it's by that time, things are forming in the body and things like that. So I asked to see the sonogram. The woman at the Planned Parenthood was like, no. It wasn't like a, no, you shouldn't. It was like a no. And I'm like, damn, bitch, what the fuck? I can't see it. And then I'm this little teenager, so it's okay, whatever. I guess I can't see it. And I just took her no as that's the response, and that's it. And she was real adamant about no. And I'm like, why can't I see the fucking sonogram? Because if it's really about choice, you know what I'm saying? Let me see let's weigh all of it. Let me see all of it. All of the options. I want to know about what's going on. I want to know what's going on with me and things like that. So that kind of pushes you to believe there's some type of agenda going on or something. Because it's why I can't see why I can't see the sonogram? Because then I'm going to see oh, this is not just a clump of cells. This is actually a human being formed in my womb. Oh my God. What's going on? This is not just a clump of cells like you're telling me. I just believe a lot of propaganda is spewed out of this whole Planned Parenthood thing. Like I said, Margaret Sanger, her original, motive was exterminating the black race, okay? And that's what it is. And when you look at the Planned Parenthood and you look at the statistics of who's getting abortions and things like that and what's going on and who Planned Parenthood is befriending and what communities they're befriending, we understand and we see that it's black people and people that are brown, we see who's really under attack. So it's just, like I said, people, we have free will. We do have free will. And we should have the right to choose whatever we want to choose. But my whole thing is not to sit here and force somebody to believe something that they don't believe. But I feel like my job is definitely to educate and definitely to be a mouthpiece for the experience that I've had and give understanding of what I've gone through, and for us to have background. I'm not for an organization that was founded on the extermination of my race. I can't I can't say they're my friend. I love them. I can't say that. I can't get down with them. I cannot. I can't agree with them on any terms, and I can only talk about my experiences that I've gone through. And there's reasons why I've gone through those specific experiences. There's a reason why I asked to see that sonogram, and the woman was like, no. And I'm like, damn, okay. Or I went through all this, and then now I did that walk, and then now here I am 10 years later, and Roe v. Wade is overturned. So when we talk about women's rights, and we talk about what's right for a woman, I just want to know, I want to know why a woman's body becomes a battlefield. Why does it have to become a battlefield? And why does the very womb that we were given by the divine to bring forth life, why does that even become a place where we would argue for it to be a tomb or a womb? Why are these political issues? Those are the questions that I have in regards to this whole situation. Why do those things become political issues? Why are we arguing over if a woman's womb, which was created to bring forth life, should be a tomb or not? And I hear the arguments I hear people talking about, rape and incest. And it brings me, when I was thinking about that, it brings me to think about, is this a political, people are using this as a political power play issue and things like that. But does it more so get us to think about, what is the state of our culture? What is the state of our society? What is the state of our humanity? How far have we removed ourselves from our original functions and what we were originally, created to be and do? How far have we removed ourselves from just our humanity? Yeah, where it's men are dictating what should be done to a woman's body, and that's weird. And then you also have women who have never gone through, say, the experiences I've gone through or other Black women have gone through, but they're fighting so adamantly about the right to choose abortion. Another thing that has come to my mind as we're having this conversation is that what was, a part of the whole preparatory work with, Back to Life movement. And, there's this documentary called Blood Money. And it's with a woman who formerly worked in the abortion industry. And she said flat out that the goal for the abortion industry, what their goal was, is to get 3 to 5 abortions out of women, period. That abortion literally is a big business, Abortion is a big business. And another thing, like I said, going back, we talked about, what are the communities that are being funded? I mean, where the Planned Parenthoods are, and we see them in our communities. I know that the Bronx specifically, at one point, and I have to see on the statistics now, but at one point, the Bronx was literally the abortion capital of the United States of America, where that was the highest rate of abortions coming out of the Bronx. So I just have to look at just what exactly, what is going on in this world when we talk about